What's up, knitters? Welcome back to my channel. Today I will be showing you how to make this baby girl Minnie Mouse hat on your Sentro 32 and 22 pin machines. I will preface this that I do not recommend selling this pattern. This is for personal use only. Yeah, so don't sell items with this pattern. Like I said, personal use only if you want to do this for a family member, which is what I did here. And if for any reason this helps you at all, this whole tutorial, and you want to leave a tip, I do have a tip jar in my description below. So let's get on to the pattern. Okay guys, for this project I'm going to be using two colors. I'm going to be using the Big Twist in black, so you definitely need a black. You can go red with this project, but because I made the baby blanket for this person in watermelon, I'm going to stay using the Big Twist in watermelon, and I'll probably be using the Big Twist in white as well for the little circles that I'll probably be adding onto it. But this is gonna be an infant hat. This has been my first time making it, so I looked for like a gauge where how many rows I'm supposed to be having. And for a infant on my 32 machine, it suggests 85 rows. So I'm gonna go 42 in black and then 43 in that watermelon. And I'm gonna cast on like normal. And we are going to try to add ears to this project. We'll see how that comes out. We'll definitely want to make this matching with the blanket. So again, 43 with the pink and 42 in this color. And we will come back once we are casted off and show you what we're gonna try to do with these ears. All right, always cast on the first round super slow to make sure everything is caught there, so that you don't have any drop stitches. There we go. Yep, and I should be good now to go to row 42 on black. All right, I will see you at the color change. Okay, so I did switch to the color, the same blanket color on 42. And now remember, we're only going 285. This yarn is giving me a problem, which is why I forgot to hit that old record button. See all the little knots it keeps getting? Thankfully, it wasn't doing this during the blanket. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going. Remember, I cast off at 85. We're just gonna cast off the same way we cast it on. So that shouldn't be an issue. And I will see you when it's time to gather more pieces. Okay, so we are on row 85 now. And make sure you get a long tail to cast off. It's a smaller machine, so I kind of have to remember that this doesn't need as much as, because I'm used to typically working with my 48 pin machine. All right, and we're gonna take the yarn off the feeder. Now some people like to let it run a whole go around. I'm always afraid I'm gonna drop stitches. Not afraid, because I have dropped stitches. So it's a valid fear. It's a valid fear. So we're gonna go a few, and then I'll go pick them up. Always holding. Because you don't want this to be happening where it's pulling on the next one over and then pulling it off. And then I like to make sure that it casts off so I don't go back. Okay, make sure you grab the next one, and you're gonna keep going on and on and on until you've cast it off. Okay, this is a slow process, but Remember, you didn't do the work of knitting the whole thing by hand, so yes, this process is slower, but the whole process in general is much faster than if you would have hand knit. I say hand knit like I know how to hand knit. I only know how to hand crochet. I do not know how to knit, guys. All right, keep going. Okay, so it's now off the machine. I'm gonna stretch my project. Remember, there is a color change in there, so you want to tie that better than I did. Make sure it's 3 ties. Second one not as tight, but the third one we're going real tight, okay? So to make sure it doesn't come out. Stretch, stretch, stretch to set these knits. And we're gonna literally just pull. This is gonna be the inside of our hat. So we're gonna pull, pull, pull. Okay. I think I might have done too much yarn. I needed more black than I did pink, which I wish I would have started with the pink and then moved to black, because I need more black than pink. That way I could like use the top part to sew in the ears. So if you are following this pattern, maybe start with the black and not the pink, because the black is going to be the outside, the pink is going to be the inside. And we're just going to go around it like you would do a normal beanie to make sure we get all the loose threads. Okay. And don't forget, we're going to come back and make a bow on top of the hat with this, ears and a bow. So there's lots more to do with this project. Let's go ahead and close this side. I'm going to turn it in. Okay. And again, you're going to take your needle and you're going to bind off a circle around like you would a traditional beanie. Because this is a traditional beanie, it's just for a little baby. Okay. And the same thing we did on the other side. You're just same thing, closing this off. If you're working with me, great. Maybe you are faster than me. Okay, perfect. Now we're gonna take this yarn and fold it in. Okay. And what this is gonna be, it's gonna be like that, right? Well, maybe we'll crochet some circles, and we're gonna add the little mouse ears here and then the bow on the top. So let's put this needle all the way through the middle. You can find it, there we go. Okay. And you're gonna take these two. You take the needles off of both of them, in case you didn't realize I was working with 2 needles. I'll take those off. And we're gonna tie them together, okay? Perfect. Perfect. And now I'm gonna hide the pink one, but I am not gonna hide the black one. Like I said, I'm gonna use the black one to tie on. Actually, let me not tie in both, because I could use this one to tie in the bow and the black one to tie in the ears. So don't cut those off yet. But look at how cute the little baby beanie is. Okay, so the next step is we're gonna get our smaller machine out. Hopefully you have more than one. I don't know if this is gonna work with the bigger ears on the 32 pin. But I think the ears might be too big, which is why I wanted to use a smaller machine for this project. I like this little hook thing that I have here. This tensioner guide. I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, there's my yarn tensioner. Reset my counter. And we are going to go just 20 rows. Okay, just 20 rows on this one. And then we're going to cast off just like we did with the beanies. We are going to make 2 of these. So 2 of these, 20 rows each. And I will see you when we're done. Okay, I have closed off both of them like I did the beanie. I circled both in, except for instead of putting them into each other. Yeah, so I circled here, I circled around here to see them. I put one needle inside all the way and then tied it 3 times. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab one of these, preferably the longest one. You're gonna stick the needle in. And you're gonna go all the way to the side. Okay? Make sure you're inside when going to the side. So not in between any of the layers. Go into the inside and come out. Alright. Now, remember this hat isn't closed yet. We're gonna finish off as soon as we have all the pieces attached. You're gonna take this piece and you're gonna attach it to the highest you can where it'll go. So I'm gonna look at where that piece came out from. Oh, this didn't come in through all the way through the middle. Hold on. I don't like that. Alright. Let me get that to the middle and not to the side. Actually, it kind of was when it was flat, right? Yeah, it's just because it's not flat. Alright. I still need to... Alright. So you want to kind of maybe use your pins to make sure that you pin it in the right spot. I'm going to grab some pins. And since this is black, I'm going to grab some really bright ones. Maybe I'll grab some yellow ones. Okay, to make sure that you get it where you want it. So it's coming from here. I think up here should be fine. So through here, I kind of want it at the highest point. There's one. And here's 2. And that should be more or less where your ears land. Right? That looks good. So then when I put the other one on, like that, like so, okay? So let me use that since it's there already. Stick it back through. Go all the way to the side where that's pinned first. And grab two of the little things. I know you can't really see it, but I'm grabbing two of these little bars here, and then I'm gonna grab two of the bars on the other side. Okay, and I'm gonna keep going down that way. There you go. And keep stitching until you have in between where you placed your markers stitched off. Okay. And there you go, you got the little mouse ears attached. I'm gonna leave the string there, and I'm gonna leave these here just in case I wanna come back and attach it again. Alright, so let's do that to the other side, and then we'll come back and see you in a second, okay? Okay, now that the two sides are sewn in, I'm not gonna close anything off until the end. Okay, so let's attach the waist yarn. Going back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth. Putting it through the machine. I have a little attachment here, a tensioner attachment. You can't see, so that's why I pull it out the top. If you hold it by hand, and then you don't need that. Okay, we're just gonna add the waist yarn because we didn't do it on the rest of the hat. So we are gonna do it on this part of the hat. I'm just gonna go as far up as this ball goes until I get to the black line. Okay, we're getting to the end. Okay, I'm gonna drop this ball in because I don't think it's gonna make another rotation. You need a ripcord, which I have here. Okay, hold it here. And there you go. Throw that in. And now we're ready to cast on. Okay, so we are now on to adding the bow onto the Mickey Mouse ears. Get the bow color, which should still be the same color as the hat. I'm gonna put it in here. I have a yarn tensioner on this side, so I'm gonna add it to the tensioner. And we are gonna go for 40 rounds. Oops. We probably need a bit of a yarn tail. All right, 40 rounds, guys. And then we'll cast off with some more waist yarn, and we'll show you where to go after we cast off. So 40 rounds, waist yarn to however your desired length is, and then cast off. You probably might want to consider a ripcord on the top of the other waist yarn. I haven't decided yet. I'll let you know whether you need it or not when I finish the project myself. But yeah, 40 at least. Okay, now that we have it off the machine, we're gonna take it, stretch it like always to set the stitches. Okay, so now we are going to close our tubes up. Now that we've stretched it, you're going to go in the middle and grab each tube and close bottom top, bottom top, bottom top like we normally do. I'll do one of them with you, and that way if this is your first project, you'll know how to do it. But if this isn't, just continue going on top, bottom. I'm a lot slower than most people, but I also don't want to miss a stitch because I have done that before. So we're just going to pay attention. Make sure we grab every stitch. We're grabbing the pink ones and sewing the pink ones together. That's why we got a really high contrasting colors going on both sides. Pull that through. Make sure, yep, look, I left one behind. And now it's fixed. All right, perfect. You're gonna do that on both sides. Okay, now that we have it closed off together, we are gonna stitch it closed. I don't think this one matters too much because this is gonna be on the back. I hope it's big enough. Actually, let me put it against the little hat. Make sure it's big enough. Okay, this is the hat so far. Let's see. Yeah, that's perfect size. I don't think we need anything bigger, and I don't think we need anything smaller. I think that's perfect. All right. This is gonna be in the back anyway, so let's stitch it closed. Okay. Gonna grab from here. I think this, I don't know the name of my stitches, guys, but I believe this is what I'm doing right now will be called a whip stitch. I think I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments below if I am incorrect in the name of the stitch that I'm using to seam this up. Because I know I didn't want to do a mattress stitch to seal this up. Mattress stitches take forever, and nobody's really going to see the back of this bow too much, which is why I'm not overly obsessed with this. The closure of how we're closing it. It just definitely needs to stay together for sure. All right, you're going to just go down through the line, and then I think we need to use the machine one more time, and you will see why in a second. Well, we'll do it together, but after we finish whip stitching this, yes. All right, I'll be back with the machine again. So I forgot to hit the record button, but I did a waste yarn cast off ripcord 10, and then waste yarn cast off, and we're just gonna, like we did with the other part of the bow, we're just gonna cinch it up on both sides, pull off the cords, and I will meet you when we have this piece ready to go. Okay, so now you should have a piece like this. I was stretching it out to test it. So your other part of your bow, and now we are gonna grab this part here, and we are going to cinch it closed into itself. I'm gonna wiggle the bow in there and then sew it in better, But for right now, make sure you're grabbing the right yarn. Hold on. Actually, let me close some of these pieces off. Let me make sure this is tied before tucking in this one. Okay, tie it. Tie it. And now I'm gonna use my crochet hook. Clean off some of my ends because I have way too many ends going here. Hold on, that didn't go all the way through the bottom hook. There we go. Now, without ripping my project apart, this is always the problem for me. I wonder if it's because I use a really big hook. I wonder if I should come back with a smaller hook. Here we go. There we go. All right. Take the extra piece. Make sure you're not cutting the project. Pull a little, snip, and then when you put it back, you should have one end closed. I still want to keep this end for tying the bow. Actually, you know what? The Minnie Mouse still has a bow on it, so a string on it. So let's close off this hole as well. So let's tie and close this one off as well. That way we clean off these ends before we sew. I wanted to use this string to attach the bow, but I do have the big long string that's still attached to the hat that I could use, and then then these little parts will be out the way. Let's close off this piece. Go through that bottom one so that you can't see it. Sorry, this is my first time working on a project like this, so I'm making this stuff up as we go. I'm recording it so that if I do it nicely, you'll see it. And all the mess ups that I do, those end up on the cutting room floor. Okay. Crap, I didn't finish grabbing it. Hey, you, I need you to come with me. Come with me. All right. All right, pull a little bit, snip, and now this piece is gone. All right, so this part of the bow is nice and no more work. Okay, we're gonna use the smaller one now, and hopefully, well, the smaller one should be one, smaller, and two, it shouldn't take as much yarn. So what we're gonna do is close it down now, remembering to fold inward, grab this stitch, and start stitching it closed. Okay, less stitches because this is a smaller piece, so we should be able to whip stitch this together fast. Make sure you're not grabbing this bow because we're just using this as an outer bow shell just to keep the bow pieces together. All right. And now, much better. I like the smaller version. Okay. So we're going to tie these two sides together. And now, one more time, actually, so that these don't come apart. Now that the bow is kind of zhuzh it how you like it. So if you want it tighter on this end or looser on this end, do it now, because we are gonna tie it onto this piece so it doesn't move, okay? I like that, so we're gonna stop there. We're gonna put both pieces in, and I'm gonna go through the center all the way through and through the center again. Skip a stitch so that you're not going in the same one. Okay, and this is gonna be on the inside, so nobody's really gonna see this part. So I'm gonna take, oh, this stitch has a knot in it. Well, we'll take this one. We'll cut it here because I need to take off the thing. We're gonna put this one through a stitch on this side, and we're gonna tie these off, and then we'll push it in towards each other. So knot it again. Okay, now you got a perfectly cute little bow to put on your Minnie Mouse baby hat. Okay, so now that we finished the bow, let's take these strings and we're gonna tuck them into the fabric. We already did our ties. Oh wait, grabbing the wrong thing to grab it into the fabric. Okay, you want the hook. I don't know if I like that. Nope, I don't. I'm gonna use the needle to push it towards the bow, and then I'll put it in the fabric. Okay, push it in between. I'm gonna grab one at a time. Okay, pull this a little, snip, and that one's done. This one has to do the same thing because we're gonna use the top part of the head to tie this one on. Put it through. Perfect. Snip and done. All right, so your bow should look something like this, nice and chunky. We're gonna put it to the top part of the head, and these tassels right here that we didn't cut off, they're gonna be useful to us at the end. Okay, I've already lost which one was the front and the back. All right, I'm gonna grab the pink thread first. I probably don't need this much, so I am gonna cut some. Well, no, it's better to have more than to have less, even though it means it's a lot more pulling. As we're gonna fasten this bow onto the top of the head. Okay, right here to the top, we're gonna put it in here and grab. Okay, and we're gonna do that a few more times to secure it, and then we're gonna come in with the black. So keep going a few more times to secure that bow onto the top of the head. I mean hat. you want to kind of secure the bottom part of the bow so it doesn't move as well. Okay, because it's going to be kind of like that where the bow is in the there. Yeah, that looks good. So we're just going to secure it a little bit more to the bottom. Thankfully it's a small hat. Make sure you're not grabbing the black. And it should stay in place now. Now this part is okay. It's gonna be a little loose, but we're gonna keep going and securing this part here. This is not secure enough for me. I'm gonna grab a few black loops. We want this hat pretty secure to the back of this hat. Perfect. The bow, you see, is getting a lot more secure, which is what I kind of want. I want this bow to be really secure to this hat. Okay. Nice. All right, now that that last part is in, I'm going to go from underneath, come back around, and come to the top. Okay. All right, I'm going to make a knot here. And secure it 3 times, okay? Always 3 times. Okay, so now the bow is nice and secure. See, it won't come, it's not loose. What we are gonna do is secure the ears to the bow. So find the nice position that you like. I like them kind of spread out. And I'm gonna use, I thought I was gonna use the tails at the end of the ears, but the ears are not long enough, so I might tuck those in later, but I'm not tossing them now. The tails that you had at the end of tying the ears down, we're gonna use to secure the ears. I'm not gonna show you this. Just make sure you secure it the nicest way you'd like, and then we're gonna cut and tie off these loops, and we will see you once the project is all finished. But just make sure, like I said, that the ears are kind of separated before you put them down, and then start pinning them off to the side how you want. Okay, all right, good luck with your hats. We shall see you when this is over and how it looks at the end, so you get an idea of what you should be looking for, what your hat should be looking like. All right, thank you guys for watching our makes on how to make this pattern. This is how it should look at the end. If you can see, it's very structural. The hat stays up, the ears stay up when pinned to the bow, and the bow pins straight to the hat itself. So if this helped you, please don't forget to leave a like. It helps me out tremendously. Consider subscribing if you want to see more of my makes, and there also is a tip jar below if you want to leave a tip if this helped you out. Thanks for watching. Happy knitting. Bye.